Have you ever felt your stomach drop, as if the floor suddenly vanished beneath you when someone humiliated you in front of a crowd? In that moment, your face burns, and it seems like every eye in the room is fixed on you. Your mind might race with anger, shame, or even fantasies of revenge. It's a painful experience. But what if handling such public humiliation is simpler than it seems? The ancient Stoics believed it is. They taught that no mocking laughter or cruel comment can truly shatter your inner dignity unless you give it permission to do so. Your dignity is yours alone. According to Stoic philosophy, an insult or embarrassing remark does not define who you are, even if it happens on a public stage. The Stoic teacher Epictetus insisted that it is not the event itself that harms you, but your judgment about that event. If you refuse to view a public embarrassment as catastrophic, if you decide it is not a fatal blow to your self-worth, then the sting of humiliation will fade away much faster. Even if the crowd laughs and the offender gloats, your core self remains unscathed as long as you refuse to accept their words as truth. Recognizing this is liberating. Once you stop letting others define your worth and know it comes from living by reason and virtue, you become much less vulnerable to mockery. The world around you might still react with scorn, but you can keep a calm center within. Breaking the cycle of rumination. After a humiliation, we often torment ourselves far more than the crowd ever could. As the Stoic thinker Seneca observed, a public embarrassment tends to grow in impact because we keep replaying it in our minds. Have you ever caught yourself running through the same mortifying scene over and over, imagining how foolish you looked or picturing the comeback you wish you had delivered? This mental replay only keeps the pain alive. The Stoics advise a different path. Acknowledge that the embarrassing moment happened. Allow yourself to feel the wave of emotion as it passes, and then let it go. This doesn't mean you pretend it didn't hurt. It might sting for a little while, but you don't give that moment permanent residence in your mind. By refusing to dwell on it, you starve the humiliation of its power. Picture the humiliation like a small fire. If you stop adding fuel, the flames die out. People might gossip for a short time, but if you stay composed and refuse to feed the flames, the drama quickly fizzles out and soon becomes yesterday's news. A fleeting moment, not your identity. A key Stoic lesson is to treat a humiliating moment as a fleeting event rather than the definition of you. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Roman emperor, faced public scorn and betrayal. Yet he maintained that no matter how viciously someone tried to demean him, his internal compass stayed true. Marcus understood that an insult would only cause lasting harm if he allowed it to erode his self-respect. Imagine someone ridicules your idea in front of others. In that moment, take a mental step back and reflect. Does their ridicule actually make you any less knowledgeable or honest, or change the truth of who you are? If the answer is no, then you have no reason to accept their version of the story as truth. Others might laugh for a moment, but that brief laughter doesn't rewrite your character or your worth. Over time, if you stand firm with quiet confidence, you send a powerful message that your worth is not up for debate. By staying serene and unshaken, you deny the bully the reaction they crave, effectively robbing their insult of its sting. Your composure can disarm the attacker, or at least make their behavior look petty. Even if the instigator persists, you still walk away with your sense of self intact. Learning without losing yourself. Suppose there's a grain of truth in the mockery. For example, someone calls out a mistake you really made. The Stoic approach is to accept the error and fix it if you can, without collapsing into shame. No single mistake defines you. Instead, treat it as a lesson. By learning from it calmly, you transform the humiliation into an opportunity for growth. This humble response might even surprise people. It shows that your confidence isn't shattered just because you're not perfect, and that you don't need public approval to maintain your self-respect. Composure over confrontation. It's natural to worry that not fighting back in the moment will encourage more mockery or make you look weak. But the Stoics countered that reacting with anger or tears usually only feeds the humiliation. often turning an incident into a larger spectacle. In contrast, meeting a put-down with measured composure can stop it in its tracks. This isn't to say you must stay silent if bad behavior continues. You can always address the issue later with firm words, once emotions have cooled and away from the audience. The key is that you don't give the instigator the satisfaction of dragging you into a public duel. This approach is much simpler and more effective than getting entangled in a shouting match. You preserve your emotional energy for your true priorities, rather than wasting it on a provocation. People will notice that attempts to publicly shame you don't rattle you. Over time, that kind of stoic resilience can earn you more respect than any quick retort, because it shows you're not being walked over. You're simply refusing to let anyone else control your mood or reputation. Your worth rests on your values. Seneca observed that the worst part of being publicly shamed is the fear that others will think less of us. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that other people's opinions do not truly shape our character. You might worry that everyone who witnessed your embarrassment will judge you harshly. Even if some onlooker saw you in a negative light, that perception will fade as your subsequent actions speak for you. If, after the incident, you continue to act with competence and integrity, people will remember you for those qualities rather than for one awkward moment. The Stoic stance is that your self-image arises from within, shaped by your moral choices, not from the passing judgments of others. By continuing forward with poise and principle, you show that your essence doesn't crumble from one public setback. Your calm follow-through after humiliation speaks louder than any angry outburst. The Stoic path through public humiliation. Ultimately, when you're publicly humiliated, the Stoic approach to handling it can be summed up in a few key steps. 1. Don't absorb their negativity as your truth. An insult reflects the speaker's character, not yours, unless you accept it. 2. Don't replay the incident on loop in your mind. Acknowledge it and then let it go, so it doesn't keep hurting you. 3. Don't let it erode your dignity. Keep your bearing and remember that your worth remains unchanged by their words. 4. If there was a real mistake, correct it calmly. Take the lesson to heart and fix it without losing your self-respect. 5. If it was empty mockery, dismiss it. Treat baseless insults as noise, not as evidence against you. 6. Maintain your internal composure throughout. Your steady calm is your strength and shield. With practice, each incident will sting less and fade faster, and this Stoic response will become second nature. Bystanders may remember it briefly, but they soon move on. Meanwhile, you've kept your mind clear and avoided the spiral of shame or anger. Remember, the event itself doesn't wound your spirit unless you accept the wound. If you decline to take their insult to heart, you remain unharmed, and your journey continues unbroken and true to yourself. You'll navigate life's social challenges with a quiet confidence, untouched by anyone's attempt to embarrass you. Thank you for watching. If you found value in these Stoic insights on handling public humiliation, please subscribe for more calm and thoughtful explorations. Feel free to comment with your own experiences or thoughts, and share this video with someone who might benefit from a bit of Stoic wisdom. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.